So, dear students, today we will start from the chapter of our previous chapter, Kingdom Plantae, the last division of this Kingdom Plantae from the phanerogams, that is the angiospermy. So, the general characters of the angiospermy we will see today. The general character, the first point is that the most advanced division of flowering plant. So, the angiosperm is that the most advanced division of angiosperm, division of flowering plants, division of flowering plants, division of flowering plants. So, in this division there is the formation of the flower, and the plant's seeds are enclosed in the inside the fruit or the ovary. So, first of all, this division of angiosperm is most advanced in the form of the producing of the flower, So, the seeds are enclosed. Second point is that the seeds are enclosed in the ovary, or we can say that in the fruit. The main characters or the main features of this, that the seeds are enclosed in the ovary or in the fruit. Group of highly evolved plants. So, this is the members of the angiospermic plant, group of highly evolved, in this way. Now, next point is that these plants are xerophytic on the basis of their habitats. The plants are, first of all, they are xerophytic plants. Second, they are mesophytics. Then they are in the air. It means they are hygroscopic in nature, hydrophytic, and also epophytic in this way. So, the plants are found, you will find that on the basis of their germination or on the basis of their evolution, they are xerophytic plants. On desert area, they are mesophytics. They are also found in the water, that is the hydrophytic, and also the epiphytic plants. Or the most of that, they are terrestrial plants, and they are terrestrial plants. They are terrestrial plants in this way. Terrestrial plants. This is the habits of the plant. They are found in different regions on the basis of xerophytic, mesophytic, hydrophytic, and epiphytic, and terrestrial. Also, plant's body are sporophytic. So, see here, plant body is on the basis of the life cycle. There is also the sporophytic and gametophytic generation. So, the sporophyte, plant's body is sporophytic. First of all, plant body is sporophytic. Next, diploid, dependent. The plant body is sporophytic. Next, dominant, diploid, independent, and sporophytic is differentiated into on the basis of sporophytic is differentiated into root, stem, and leaves in this way. So, well developed plant, all the parts of the plant are present in the division of the angiospermic plants, it means that there is the roots, there is the stem, and there is the leaves also. Vascular tissues are present, vascular system. On the basis of vascular tissues are present in these plants, vascular tissues are present in the plants. It means that the xylem and the phloem are also the present, xylem with vessels and phloem with, so xylem with vessels. In the xylem, vessels are present with vessels, and phloem is also present because they are vascular, and in the phloem companion cells are present. In the phloem companion cells are present, companion cells are also present, companion cells are also present in this way. Now flowers consist sterile parts. So on the these are the general characters. They are the body of the plants, roots are present, stems are present, and the leaves are present. They are in the plants. Vascular system is also, that is the xylem, and the phloem are also the present. So about the flowers consist sterile parts. Now see about the flower of the plant. First of all, I told you that the angiospermic plants are flowering plant. They produce the flower, and flower consists sterile parts. Flower consists sterile parts. So sterile parts, flower consists sterile parts, and calyx, corolla, and sterile parts is like the calyx and corolla. Parts are calyx and corolla, and the fertile parts of the flower, and the fertile parts of the flower is androecium and gynoecium. Androecium, these are the fertile parts of the flower. You know that there are 4 whorls in the flower, calyx and corolla, and next the androecium and gynoecium in this way, and the stamens and the carpels. So angiosperms are heterosporous. So on the basis of the life cycle, the angiospermic plants are heterosporophyte. You can say that flowers are sporate, angiosperms are heterosporous. So the angiosperms are heterosporous. You know the meaning of heterosporous. In the sporophytic generation, there are 2 types of the spores, and they belongs to the sporophytic generation. So they are heterosporous, that is produce microspores and megaspores. Heterosporous means they produce the flower or the plants, they produce microspores and second megaspores in this way. So see here, the angiospermic plants they are heterosporous. It means that the spores are of 2 types. And what are they? First of all, they produce microspores and megaspores in this way. So there are 2 types of spores, microspores and megaspores. The male sex organ in flower is stamen. So about we know that the description of the flower. First of all, I told you that how the flowers, what is the parts of the flowers. Now in simple I draw a figure of the flower as like here. Now this is the peduncle of the flower. Now this is the peduncle of the flower, or the, now on which there is the epicalyx. You will find that there is the epicalyx. These are the epicalyx of the flower. This is the epicalyx, and above the epicalyx there is the type of the flower, that is the calyx and corolla. So these are the calyx, and in this way this is the corolla of the flower. Now see here, now this is the androecium, this is the carpel. Here you see this is the carpel. Now this is the stigma, and sorry, style, and this is the stigma. That is the androecium. Next part of the flower, that is the, we can see here, that is the anther. It means in this way. In this way, that is the simple figure of I have to draw here. Now this is the androecium, that is the filament, and anther in this way. Now this is the carpel, and the that is the red color is indicate that the corolla, and this is the calyx in this way. So in the flower of the angiosperm, you will find that in the flower there are 4 whorls, and these are these 4 whorls are, that is the calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium in this way. So the male sex organ in flower is stamen. So this is the stamen of the flower. Now this is the stamen of the flower. Stamen of the flower, which consists, that is the filament, and this is the anther of the flower in this way. So in the last chapter you have to study about that, which the male sex organ in flower is stamen, which contains anther. So that is the male reproductive part. The stamen of the flower is the male reproductive part of the flower, and the gynoecium or the carpel, which is the female reproductive part of the flower in this way. So we will see here that they produce, the anther produce pollen grains. So the anther, so first of all I draw here the figure about the that is gynoecium and androecium. Now see here, in this way, this is the female reproductive part, that is the stigma, style, and this is the carpel, and in the carpel you find that there is the ovule, and this is called the ovary also, that is also called the ovary. Now see here, I am draw here the diagram of the flower, whorls of the flower. Now see here, whorls of the flower. Whorls of the flower, in this way there are 4 whorls. Number 1 is that the calyx, number 2 is that the corolla, number 3 is that the androecium, you can say carpel also, androecium, carpel, and last is the gynoecium, androecium and gynoecium in this way. androecium and gynoecium, that is carpel also. So see here, in the flower there are 4 whorls, and these are, number 1 is the calyx, number 2 is the corolla, number 3 is the androecium, and number 4 is the gynoecium. Now the calyx and corolla, they are non-essential whorls. They are non-essential whorls. Non-essential whorls, and the androecium and gynoecium, these are the essential whorls. Essential whorls in this way. So from the 4 whorls, outer whorls of the flower, that is the calyx and corolla, they are non-essential whorls, and the inner whorls of the flower, as like androecium and gynoecium, they are essential whorls in this way. Now see here, what is the calyx and corolla? You know that outermost part of the flower, which is green in color, that is called the calyx, and in the calyx there is the sepals, and the sepals are 5 in number, 4 in number, and 3 in number, in different number. That is called the calyx, and the main function of the calyx is to protect the flower, and the calyx are green in color, therefore it takes place in the part of respiration also, in the parts of the photosynthesis also. So see here, the function of the calyx is, first of all, to protect the flower, and the calyx is green in color, therefore take a part in the process of photosynthesis, in the process of photosynthesis also, photosynthesis. Now see here about the corolla. So every part of the corolla, that is called the petals, and they are in 5 in number, they are 7 in number, and in different numbers in different flowers. So the function of the flower is that, the function of the corolla of the petal is that to attract the insects, for the purpose of the pollination, So in this way, the function of the corolla, both are the non-essential. Now next, third whorl of the flower, that is the androecium, and androecium is the essential whorls, and gynoecium also the essential whorls. In the androecium you will find there, that is also called the stamens. In stamens there is a filament, and the upper part of the filament is known as the anther, and in anther there is the pollen grains. The pollen grains are formed in the anther. So that is the male reproductive part of the flower. Now outer 2 whorls are known as the non-essential whorls, and the inner 2 whorls are essential whorls. Calyx is the outermost whorl, made up of sepals. Now calyx is, the calyx is the outermost layer or the outermost part of the flower, and made up of sepals. The function is that the protection and in the photosynthesis. Now second is corolla, is the second whorls, which is made up of petals in different flower, different number of the petals, and the function of the petals are to, first of all, to protect the internal whorls, which means the androecium and the gynoecium, to support the androecium and gynoecium, to protect the androecium and gynoecium, and the petals are in color, either in the red color, either in the blue color, in this way, and from this color the insects are attracted to the flowers for the purpose of the pollination. In this way, attract insects for pollination. The calyx, corolla are non-essential whorls. Androecium, now see here about the androecium. I have to told you that made up of stamens in these microsporangia. Now this is also we can say that made up of the, here is the microsporangia in anther pollen grains, and when the pollen grains are in a clump structure, that is also called the microsporangium. So microsporangia pollen grains is produced, it is essential whorls because these whorls are take part in the process of reproduction. Second thing is that the last whorl of the flower, that is the gynoecium, made up of carpels. Now see here, this is the gynoecium and the female reproductive part of the flower. In gynoecium there is the upper part is called as stigma, and the filament, that is called the style, and last part of the androecium, that is the carpel. So in carpel there is the carpel there is the ovary. So gynoecium made up of carpel, that is the megaspores. Ovules are produced and essential whorls. In angiosperm pollination is indirect. Now after that, the structure of the flower, first of all we study here how the reproduction takes place in the angiospermic plant. How the reproduction is to be takes place in the angiospermic plant. So we know that first of all the pollination, about the pollination. Now what is the pollination? First of all I told you that the pollination is the first stage or first step of the reproduction in angiospermic plant. Pollination means the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma. So I will write here the definition. The pollination is a process. Pollination is a process. The transfer of pollen grains. The transfer of pollen grains, the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma, from anther to the stigma, to the stigma. So that is the definition of the pollination. We can say that the pollination is to be takes place in the plants. Now see here, in angiosperm pollination is indirect. The pollen grains are received by the stigma that are present on the carpel. The pollination can be either self or cross pollination. Now see here, in angiospermic plants the pollination are of two types. The pollination, types of pollination. So in angiospermic plant there are two types of the pollination. Number one is the self pollination, and second type is that is the cross pollination. Now see here, what is the self pollination and what is the cross pollination. So we know that if in any flower the pollen grains are transferred from anther to the stigma of in the same flower, the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma in a same flower, that is called self pollination by the agencies like by wind, by air, by insects and by birds, etc. These are the different agencies for the pollination. So when in any flower the pollen grains are transferred from anther to the stigma of the flower, that is called self pollination in a same flower. And cross pollination means that transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma, but here the plants are different on different places. The flowers are different, plants are also different, and the flowers are on different plants but in same species. That is called the cross pollination. So in this way, in angiospermic plants the pollination is to be takes place by two methods. Number one is the self pollination and number second is that the cross pollination in this way. Now see here the next point, that pollen tube is produced and fertilization occurs. When the pollination is to be completed, or pollination is to be done in any flower, then the next process of that, the reproduction, that is the fertilization. Now see here the definition of fertilization. What is the definition of fertilization? After the pollination in flower or in plant, the second step or phase is the fertilization. So what is the fertilization? So first of all, I told you that the fusion of male and female gamete. We can write here the definition of fertilization: the fusion or the union, the fusion of male and female gametes, male and female gametes, and formation of zygote, and formation of zygote, formation of zygote, that is called fertilization. This is the simple definition of a fertilization. What happens? You know that in the male reproductive part of the flower, that is in the androecium, in anther or in microspores, there is the spores in the form of male reproductive part. The microspores are the pollen grains which contain the gametes, male gametes, and in the female reproductive part of the flower, that is the gynoecium. In carpel there is the ovule, in ovule there is the female gametes. When these male and female, after the pollination, the male and female gametes, when they are fused, when they are union or fused, and the formation of zygote, that is called the fertilization. So in this way, first of all, in angiosperm, two male mature of male gametes are produced. So in this way, we can say that the fertilization takes place and zygote is formed. Zygote is formed. But in angiospermic plants, there are two male mature gametes are produced. That is called double fertilization. Now this is the definition of the only fertilization. But in angiosperm, there is takes place a double fertilization. So what is the meaning of the double fertilization? Double fertilization. Double fertilization. Now see here, what is the double fertilization? So double fertilization is that in angiosperm two male matured gametes are formed. In angiosperm two male mature male gametes, two male mature gametes, mature gametes are produced, two male mature gametes are produced. Both mature male gametes fuse with female gametes. Both male mature gametes are fused with female gametes on different places, in different places, and hence it is called double fertilization, double fertilization. Now see here, I will again explain. In the angiospermic plant and in the anther of the microsporangia or in the microspores, they produce, every microspores produce, or pollen grains produce two male gametes. Both male gametes they are matured, and these two male gametes, when they fertilized in the carpel, in the ovule, where there is the female gametes in the form of egg cell and secondary nucleus, and in the nucellus, when the male gametes are approached there, one male gametes fuse with egg cell and the formation of zygote, and second male gamete fuse with secondary nucleus, and there is the formation of TPN, triple pronucleus, in this way. So in this way the two male gametes fused to egg cell and secondary nucleus in a nucellus in different places, therefore it is called double fertilization in this way. So one of the male gamete fused with the egg cell and formation of zygote in this way, and second male gamete fused with secondary nucleus, formation of endosperm. The fertilized ovule is converted into seed. Now after the fertilization, so first of all I write here one male gamete fused with egg cell, one male gamete fused with egg cell and formation of zygote, Number one, second male gamete fused with secondary nucleus, in the nucellus, secondary nucleus, formation of endosperm, formation of endosperm, the fertilized ovule is converted into seed. So in this way, in a carpel or in the ovule, there is in the nucellus, in this way, in the nucellus, here is the egg cell, here is the secondary nucleus. When from the chalaza region, two male gametes are entered into the nucellus or in the embryo, one male gamete fused with secondary nucleus and one male gamete fused with the egg cell. In different places there is the fertilization. So I will tell you that the fertilized ovule is converted into seed after the fertilization. So in this way double fertilization is to be takes place in the angiospermic plant. Now first of all I told you that what happens after the double fertilization. The fertilized ovule is converted into fertilized ovule is converted into seed, and ovary is converted into fruit. So after the double fertilization in angiospermic plant, the fertilized seed ovule is converted into seed, fertilized ovule is converted into seed, and ovary is converted into the fruit. So in this way formation of zygote. So what happens, the conclusion of that, formation of zygote. Now see here, formation of zygote. First of all, formation of zygote formation of zygote, that is the primary fertilization. We can say that here, primary fertilization. Primary fertilization. Now second, formation of endosperm. Formation of endosperm. Formation of endosperm. What is this? Formation of endosperm means is a secondary fertilization. Secondary fertilization. Fertilization. Now next, formation of seed and fruit. Formation of seed and fruit is what we can say post fertilization. Post fertilization. Post fertilization. Post fertilization. Now after this, the angiosperms are divided into two categories. When the fertilization is to be takes place, and after the fertilization you have to read there the formation of zygote and the formation of endosperm and formation of seed and fruit. In this way the fertilization is to be completed, and due to that fertilization in angiospermic plants a fruit is formed. In the fruit there is a seed also present. Now on the basis of angiosperm they are divided into two categories. On the basis of angiosperms are divided into two categories. Now see here,